You can work 60 hours a week, pay every bill on time, and never miss a mortgage payment, and still be failing the people you're doing it for. Nobody tells you that. They just tell you to work harder. And here's the thing, you won't even see it coming. You're going to be doing everything you think a good man does. And then one day, well, you notice your wife stopped asking you how your day was, and your kids go to their mom first when something's wrong. And you're standing in your own house wondering when you became a guest in it. By the end of this video, you are going to understand why doing more at work can actually make things even worse at home. And I'm going to give you one shift, not 5, one that fixes it. Without quitting your job, without lowering your standards, without becoming someone that you're not. Most guys didn't choose this. You inherited it somewhere along the way, a father, maybe a granddad, or a culture that really measured a man by one thing. And you picked up that formula. Provide, and that's love. Pay for it, and that's care. Keep the roof over their heads, and you've done your job. And look, that ain't wrong. Providing, it matters. I'm not telling you to go quit your job and then go climb a mountain and find yourself, but it's incomplete. It's half of the formula, and nobody ever handed you the other half. And here's the part that almost nobody ever tells you about. When things get hard at home, emotionally hard, not financially hard, a man who only knows the provider formula, he does the one thing that ever worked for him. He works more, he fixes more, he does more, because that's the lever he knows how to pull. And that's where he still feels competent. And meanwhile, what's actually being asked of him at home isn't more output, it's presence. Picture the guy who stays late at the office for the family. The same week his son stopped talking to him at dinner. He's not lazy, he's just not checked out on the purpose. He's doing the only thing he was ever taught counts, and it's the exact thing pulling him further away. If that hit and you felt that gap in your own house, then stick around, because that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about here. The problem isn't that you've been working hard, the problem is that you've been using a work tool to fix a home leak. So let's actually look at the difference between the two. Providing, it earns you access, it buys you the right to be in the room. Presence, on the other hand, it's what you do once you're inside of the room. But here's a trap. You can max out at job 1, kill it at work, provide better than your own father ever did, and still be failing job 2 completely. And from the outside, even from your own point of view, success at job 1, it gets mistaken for success at being a good man. This is where it gets uncomfortable, gentlemen, because presence, it isn't something you can just decide to have. And here's that one shift I promised you, not 5 things, 1. You pick a moment that already happens in your week. Dinner, the drive to school, the 15 minutes before your kids go to bed, and then protect it. Provider off, presence on. No phone, no fixing, no problem solving. You're not there to manage anything in that window. You're just in the room. That's it. Sounds small, and it is small. But small and repeatable beats a grand gesture every single time, because your family, they don't need you to overhaul your life. They just need to know you're actually there when you're there. Now, that shift, it works. Here's the real question underneath all of this. What kind of husband and father are you actually trying to be? Most men, they have never once written that down. They're running on an identity that they backed into, not one that they chose. And that's exactly why I built the Personal Mission Statement Workbook. It's not a worksheet you fill out and then you forget about. It's how you get clear on paper about the man that you're choosing to be. Link is in the description below if you want to take it further. Being a good man was never an either or between providing and being present. It's both. But you only ever got taught one of them. And here's the truth that stings a little bit. The men who feel like they're failing are usually the guys that are working the hardest, winning by the only scoreboard that they ever were handed, and losing the game that actually matters. That's exactly why they can't see it. I tell my clients that naming the trap is what breaks it. You just did that. Now, go do something with it.